Guys, we'll get back to some Cavs talk in a little bit. We got a guest we're going to bring into the show. Our next guest is brought to us by Skylight. It's a perfect holiday gift. You can say goodbye to sticky notes, scribble plans on the fridge, and overlapping calendar invites. The Skylight calendar is here to bring clarity to the chaos and help families stay organized without the stress. This sleek digital display syncs with your existing calendars, Google, Apple, Outlook, and more, making it simple to track appointments, practices, dinners, and reminders, all in one easy-to-see place. Right now, Skylight is offering our listeners $30 off their 15-inch calendars by going to skylightcal.com/NFL. Go to skylightcal.com/NFL for $30 off your 15-inch calendar. That is skylightcal.com/NFL. And with that, we are thrilled to welcome in, first time on the show, it is Boogie Knight, maybe the best name we've ever had as a guest on the show.
Great movie, too.
Great movie.
Yeah.
He is the head of operations at Young Money APAA Sports, close friend of Shedeur Sanders, and he's in Cleveland now. How you doing, Boogie?
Man, great, man. Happy to be here, bro.
Yeah, man, good to have you.
A lot of love in the city, man, since we touched down. Whole lot of love.
How did you connect initially with Shedeur?
Man, I've been with Shedeur since he was like 6th grade.
Oh,
actually,
really?
Been around the family with Prime. Prime gave me opportunity in Dallas when he had his high school there.
Yeah.
So I went to be one of the coaches at Prime Prep on the basketball side with him and his chief of staff at Colorado. Now, man, we've been together for a long time. So from there to the Trinity Christians to the Jackson State, Colorado, I've been with him the whole way through.
Now, you know, it's crazy. A lot of people don't be knowing. It's like you said. I remember a couple of years ago watching him on TV with Prime Prep and doing his things with the football. And from that point on, going to Jackson State, like a lot of people don't understand, like he's been doing like a reality document his whole life since he was like 6 years old. He was on OWN because I remember it was Prime and he had a reality show too. So so kind of explain to people, like people kind of like, oh, he's on camera all the time. It's like he's been doing this since he was 5.
Yeah, it's normal for him. That's his norm. Like he's been doing it since he was like the Deion family playbook and all those years, man. And he's been groomed the right way, and that's why he's well spoken. He understands things from a different perspective than most his age. Real sharp kid, probably the sharpest I've been around at that age. And so he's been on camera all his life. It's not nothing like he's doing it for attention or just I have to be on camera. And then even then, when I tell people, for one thing, like if you take his own cameras away, no matter what building he steps into, there's still 30, 40 cameras in his face that has nothing to do with him.
Yeah, that make a lot of sense. I mean, he's speaking of, obviously he got down in Cleveland. We seen him obviously go work out, and then we seen him go to John Marshall to talk to some kids. What went into those things? Like, is that something he was like, you know what, I want to go talk to kids today? Well, how did that come about?
It came about because his story is he has one of the things where he's real passionate about the youth. Mm-hmm. He's always been that, like, so even coming into it, every city we hit during the pre-draft process, you can see he went to Miami. He showed up to a high school to go speak with some kids, bring them food. He went to Vegas. He was training in Vegas. He did a high school there. In Colorado, he's done many schools in Colorado. We went back before Pro Day, 2 days before Pro Day, he went back to a Northside school in Denver to go, like, so he does it everywhere he go. And then when we got to Cleveland, he was like, man, you know, I want to embrace the city. I want the city to embrace me as well. So, and I always felt like for him is always, I can't really say much about the older crew, but I can always get back to those that's coming behind me. So he like, man, get there and connect with somebody in the city and figure out, you know, where we need to go first. And then when I started reaching out, I'm connected with, you know, Jarvis Landry and his team as well, who was here in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. A lot of people who was there before. So I reached out to them, and he just kind of guided me and connected some dots for me, and that's how we ended up at John Marshall.
Mm-hmm. But what would you say is the most misunderstood thing about Shedeur that people get wrong publicly?
That he's selfish, that he's arrogant, and that it's all about him. Couldn't be more wrong. Most selfish person ever. And I feel bad for him sometimes, because I always tell him this, I like, bro, we've put you in some bad spots throughout your life, bro, since I've been around, like, and you've never complained, you've never pointed the finger, you've never said, man, it's y'all fault. And he's turned around. Everything we put him in position to do, we gave him the worst situation ever, and he's always turned it around. And at the end of the day, we were able to progress, to go from place to place, city to city, job to job. And at the end of the day, all he got to show for is a bunch of scars and being the most sacked quarterback in the country. And he never complained. One time never said, man, why did y'all do this? He never questioned anything, and he carries it like a champ. So for me, I think for the say that he's selfish, man, I always tell man, that's the most giving, most selfless person that you'll ever give. So when you got somebody that's leading your locker room, like you can't go wrong with a guy like that because he'll get the shirt off his back.
You know, the thing, when he was coming out, it seemed to me like he was recruiting Cleveland a lot. You know, it was from, I played with Cleveland on Madden. He had Travis Bazana, you know, Instagram posting and all these things. Yeah. What was it about the city of Cleveland or the Cleveland Browns organization that he really liked that made him want to ultimately become a Brown?
Shedeur and Coach Prime both fell in love with Mr. Bear.
Yeah. They
built a great relationship because at first they didn't know much about it. Shedeur didn't much, you know. But as they got later in the process, their relationship and the way that the conversations they were having with Barry made them feel a lot better. Like, oh man, that's maybe where we need to be. Mm-hmm. So, and as they continue to grow and talks continue to heat up, and you got close to the draft, it kind of started pointing to like, man, we're gonna end up in Cleveland. Didn't think it was gonna be 5th round.
Yeah.
But they felt like it was an opportunity, and even the week before the draft, I thought it was gonna end up being Travis and Shedeur in Cleveland. Honestly, like that's where the arrows were pointing.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Man,
we want
don't even go there. Don't go there.
I'm just getting over that. Leave me alone. Look, come on, man.
And Mason Graham's probably gonna be a good player.
Shout out to
man.
But
As the Cavs are down 12 players tonight, and Travis Hunter's in Jacksonville.
But we were on live during the draft.
Hurt.
And when the Browns traded down out of that spot, we were pretty heartbroken.
We were hurt. I had celebrations ready.
Yeah.
I had whole marketing schemes ready to go, and they said they traded the pick. I said, for what? What they get? But I will say, what they get? Who you trading for? I'm like, this is wild. But I will say this: when they came back. Andrew Berry, he came back in the 5th round, and when they took Shedeur Sanders, it was like, all right, y'all might not be half crazy. This actually makes some sense. When you look at it and how Shedeur is as an individual, how do you not get mad when you be like, bro, all y'all cats passed on me 7, 8, 9 times?
Right.
Like, how was he in that moment? You know, was it something where you like, yeah, I know you kind of salty about it, or did he ever show that?
Never wavered. We was at his house, you know, for 3 days. After I left Green Bay with Trav the first night, I flew immediately back to Jacksonville the next morning with Trav, and I left as soon as he did his press conference straight to Dallas. And then I was there for day 2, and then as I was watching it unfold, and it was you could see the energy and like people getting worried, everybody around worried, and him, he's smiling. They
was worried?
Oh, people around, like everybody was like, what's going on? Like you could hear the chatter. And not once did he flinch. It was always, man, keep DJ, play the music. What you doing? Hey, cameraman, what you doing, man? Go capture this. You don't know the call might come in a minute. Put this. He's orchestrating everything and keeping himself going. Same quarterback poise he's always had since he was young. So I'm watching him like it says. I'm just trying to size him up just to see. You know, I want to see if he gonna fold, if he gonna give it. Like day 2 go by, nothing. Everybody just sitting there like, what the? And he just, what y'all tripping on? We got tomorrow. And then we're like, well, tomorrow, you know, I'm not feeling good about tomorrow right now.
But I'm going to ask this too. For those who say that he has to be humbled in order for him to play at his best, right? Mm-hmm. They say it's a great position because he got drafted in the 5th round. You know, it humbled him, showed him that like he's not in charge of everything. Mm-hmm. Like, is that something that has ever been that has been crossed, or you guys ever conversated on about the fact that people think that he needed to be knocked down a little bit in order to get the best out of Shedeur?
Yeah, we've had them conversations, and he just always say, man, people are entitled to their own opinion. That's his thing. People are entitled to feel how they feel. But for me, speaking for him, he say, but for me, I don't need that to go out and do what I know I'm born to do. Because for him, and I always tell people this also, be careful what you ask for when you're dealing with a guy like that. Because when you got certain guys that operate a certain way, you don't want to take certain things from them that makes them special. And for him, it's a certain level. It's like, don't take a Bugatti and turn it into a Honda. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to drive the same. Mm-hmm. Let him be who he is and what he's done, because that's what he's found success in. And that's for all the load that he's been able to carry for whatever it is that he creates in his mind that's allowed him to channel and take all of that in and still be able to go execute. It's something behind that. And I always say, like, so be careful when you ask, like, I want to humble him. Because you might not get the same thing that you've known to get from him, you know?
Well, obviously his drop in the draft was the biggest story. The draft got talked about more than anything else. Mm-hmm. And of course, you've heard all the reports and what people have said, and maybe some of the interviews didn't go well. We all make mistakes along the way. I don't know if he made any mistakes. I don't know if anybody in his camp made any mistakes. Do you feel like, even without getting into specifics, do you think there were things along the way that you're like, well, maybe if we had done this differently, or it is what it is, it was going to happen this way anyway?
At dinner 2 nights ago, he sat at the table, and he said, man, if I could go back and do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. And he said, because I feel like I am where I know I should have been in the beginning. Maybe I didn't get here how I thought I would get here, but I'm where I belong. And he said, so I still got here. And at the end of the day, I'm not tripping on no money. He's like, man, I'd have made north of $24 million since January, before the draft. Yeah. He like, so money wasn't an issue.
Right.
It was I just need the opportunity to be able to go compete. So for him, it was more so understanding that side of it, and he just never, he never wavered about none of that, man, and how he got here, or he never questioned it, never pointed the finger at anyone. It's just who he is.
Have the Browns told him? I spoke to Joe Flacco last week, and he said that the Browns told him that this is an open competition. You got 4 guys. Let's see how it goes. Have the Browns said the same thing to Shedeur?
They have said that.
Yeah.
But just knowing what we've known and been around it, I just always tell them prepare for the worst. Prepare, going you might get less reps than everybody, so all your reps might have to count. You might be, with the, guys, the undrafted guys or the whoever, and you got to make it work.
Yeah.
So going in with that mindset and understanding that, he look at it different. Even though they say, he's gonna have open opportunity, we don't know.
Sure.
That. We can't depend on that.
Yeah. I think that's a good attitude to have.
Yeah.
Seems like it makes a lot of sense. Go ahead, Mike.
Boogie, I'm curious, when you have been here now for a week or so, how is the reaction to you guys being here in person compared to what you see online? Because I feel like there's a pretty big gap in reality versus Twitter.
Man, the hate only operates online, man. It's online. Everywhere from day one since we stepped foot in this city, it's been so much love in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about from day one. Shedeur, can I get a picture? He sit there, he'll take 30, 40 pictures at a time everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Whether he's leaving out of dinner, whether it's, finishing up a workout, or he's going in to go get treatment. And everywhere it's been nothing but being embraced. Yesterday we were at lunch, 2 ladies from ESPN, sent over a table full of entrees and sides and desserts. We couldn't even eat it all. They sent so much stuff, and then we got the ticket at the end, the check at the end, ready to pay, and the guy said, man, we just got a call from someone, and they said, man, it's covered. It was like, all right. It was like, everywhere he's been has been nothing but love. Like, that's what he coming for. He want nothing but love in the city. The hate only resides online, if you ask me.
For the most part, yeah.
I'll say this. I was doing the shows when he got picked up, and I have, we done been through Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield got a cult following, Johnny Manziel. Johnny football was crazy when he got picked. Johnny was crazy. It was nuts, right? But I'm gonna tell you what. I ain't never got approached by so many people online that was just like, "Hey, look, I just saw your little blog. I'm new here. I'm here because Shedeur here." I'm like, "What? What you mean?" Wow. They like, "Yeah, I'm subscribing just because Shedeur pulling up." I said, wow. They say I've been watching him since he was about 15 years old. So yeah, I'm a Browns fan. I have never seen that out of anybody that come here. And I was telling people how different it is, because they was like, I'm like, these people don't even watch sports. They be like, yeah, this is my, I'm Shedeur's auntie. This is, I'm like, bro, this different, bro.
The CU aunts?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, they do not take no slander online. I'm telling you what, listen, the dude got crazy. It's almost a beehive, is it not?
The CU aunts? They don't play.
I thought I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it until they pulled up, and it was crazy. By the way, tell him, and I'm gonna just put this out here. Tell him under no circumstances should he stop doing the dance. This gotta stay. Under no circumstances is that going anywhere. I don't care what y'all talk about. The rolling shall shine. The first time he do that, Tyvus said, "Oh, they gonna go crazy."
Man,
they're gonna go crazy.
They're gonna have they're gonna cut out the figures of an arm in the stands, and they just gonna keep putting it up every time. You're gonna see a wrist up in the stands.
It's crazy that y'all say that, because that was one of the conversations he had where he's like, man, you think I should do away with it?
No. Tell him do not lose his swag.
Don't lose that field swag. And if they not want to see them, if they got, I ain't got a problem. I'm a celebration guy. Listen, if they got a problem with it, We got you. Don't even worry about it, dog. We got you. Go ahead. Yeah. Go
But I
ahead.
think it's cool though
Yeah.
that I think it is good that he's asking you the question, right? Like the fact that he's open-minded to, hey, should I do this differently? Should I think about this differently? I think that's good. Yeah, I agree with you guys.
Don't lose his swag.
This is who he is.
That's it.
Be who you are. That's great. But the fact that he was open to asking questions and being open-minded to maybe I should change something, I think is good.
Like he's not. I'm telling you, he's totally different what most people online conceive of him. Trust me. Like I even seen Coach Thomas said earlier, like how great his interview was with him when he visited, and how it was totally different from some of the reports that we get from other places. Now, I'll explain this. Let's go back to the question you asked a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
With some of those interviews, I would say it wasn't the lack of professionalism or being unprepared. He's never been unprepared. I think it was more so of a young kid getting comfortable and building a relationship with someone and probably trusting them a little too much, and going into a room with his guard down, not understand like, man, this is a job interview still, and they trying to pick you apart. Because you got to think the Giants and those teams, man, they've been in Boulder more than anybody. They've been there so much that almost to the point where he feel like, man, oh, we good. Like, they have certain conversations off camera.
That's
like,
a good point.
Man, it's
Right.
so now when I go in that room, it's these my people.
Yeah.
You know, we good.
I never thought about it that.
Interesting.
I never like if I'm like that's not the first time they ever met. And I'm going back and forth. They've been there 2 years since I was junior.
Yeah.
We done talked, laughed, and joked about stuff.
You told me I'm your guy.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like, but like you said, that's how it is in interviews. You got to remember at all times they testing you and people's watching. So I never considered that, but I can see where that could go wrong a little bit.
And then you got some of the other interviews where he wasn't as close with some of them guys. You don't get those reports because he's going in those with a different mindset of, okay, I gotta act a certain, talk a certain way because I don't know them as well.
Yeah. So let me ask you though, the one thing that happened, you probably wasn't there, but obviously the prank. The prank.
I was there.
You was there for the prank?
I walked in right on it.
How did you feel about that? And like why do how do you think he reacted to those things?
I was hot.
I'm sure
I was steam coming out my ears. And again, I look over at him and he, phone hung up. He just keep it rolling. DJ cut the music back on. He grabbed the football. He got with his quarterback coach. He got in the field. He started throwing. Playing catch. And I'm just sitting. I'm over there just like, why would they do that? I'm just trying to process this in the moment.
Yeah.
And he just over there throwing the ball, playing catch. And he come sit back down, and then go on, move on, continue watching the draft. He never wavered, bro. Never.
I know through, obviously because of Prime, he's able to talk to some all-time great legends, and he has relationships with a lot of players. Has he had a chance recently to talk to Tom Brady? Obviously, while Tom Brady didn't have the hype coming out of college, Tom Brady was drafted even later than he was. So I wonder, has he had a chance to talk to him, or will he, you think?
He haven't talked to Tom.
Yeah.
Don't know if they will talk.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That situation even is a whole other situation. I'd have thought that was, because Tom known him since he was a kid. Tom knows who he is, and then for even them that consider him at one point and then completely take him off the board, whatever. That's a whole other conversation that can't wrap my mind around. I don't know about it. So I just
like you said,
stay out of that one.
I mean, he ended up here. He's going to have an opportunity, hopefully.
Got the #1 selling jersey.
We're certainly all rooting for him.
Right.
We want to see him succeed. The Browns haven't had good quarterback play in a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe it takes this wild story to finally end this drought of bad quarterback play in Cleveland. We hope so.
Hey, listen, man. If he play well, the thing about the city is, if he go out and play well, the city gonna love him. They don't care. They gonna get behind him. They're gonna be, he gonna go to schools. It's gonna be crazy. We've been looking for somebody to take over this mantle. We still searching, but at the end of the day, we glad to have him in the city. And by the way, Shedeur, you can pull up too. Don't stop playing around. Come on over here. Come on over here. We bring you to the cool.
Let me know when you coming so I can get my fossil. I ain't got no rollies, so I'm gonna wear my fossil that day.
Because he said you sent your guy over here shining.
I already seen him bumping the face. I wasn't even gonna get into that.
I was like, let's go. I said, Tyvus, we gotta step our game. This is unacceptable.
Oh my God.
Steve, we need more money because if Shedeur pull up, I gotta have a rollie to flex for
You got to wear the championship ring, by the way, Tyvus.
He better bring
that championship ring.
Tyvus has his championship trophy behind him.
That's irrelevant.
That's irrelevant. You need the ring. You need that. Before you go, obviously this is also a good place to come for food advice.
Okay.
So you said when you said you had lunch and you got the guys paid for it. Was that in Cleveland or was that
At the Venetian here in
okay?
Cleveland.
So have you guys already gotten the word on the places to go eat?
Not necessarily.
He done ate every place possible.
Who loves giving people food advice. He genuinely he loves doing it.
I would just say, guys, and you guys love this place too. But I don't know, like Cleveland. Unlike he grew up in Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Right?
Oh, they got good.
So
they got good barbecue.
one of our favorite places is a barbecue joint.
Okay.
But I'm like, I don't know if it's compared to Texas barbecue, but
It's very different style.
Sweet
Someone who
Pork
lives in Texas,
Wilson's.
very
Sweet
different
Pork
styles.
Wilson's.
it's right on the corner of Lakewood and Cleveland on Madison.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
two guys who own it were former. They played college football, and they're great guys. And it's a great place. We've been there a number of times, so you guys should check that out.
I got you on that.
Yeah.
Whitmore's. That was good too. we was just there.
What place?
You said Whitmore's?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whitmore's still
Oh, that's the place
around?
that you and Mike
Me
went
and you
to.
went, yeah.
Yeah.
Boog, I'll
Whitmore's.
hook you up with all the places you got to go.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll text you a list of the places
yeah.
you got to step by.
Now the biggest question is, and I don't know if Shedeur has answered this question yet, is he going to be an East Sider or a West Sider or a South Sider? Has he
on that.
decided yet?
Nah, not yet. We working on that part as well. Just trying to figure out how this thing about to go when he get the camp starting. Thursday report.
Yeah.
And then from there he gets a better idea, what he's up against and what
Right.
we're dealing with, and then he'll kind of start digging
All right,
off on
we
that.
wish him and you guys the best of luck. Thanks for coming in with
I
us.
appreciate you, man.
Appreciate the love, man. Definitely.